What is up, guys? Just woke up, Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we have a quest guide for the new Season of Dawn quest from Osiris, An Impossible Task. This is the quest that directly leads into the first mission where you can actually go and meet Saint-14. You definitely want to get this done before it resets next week because there is going to be a brand new quest that you have to go and complete and get the next, big chunk of Saint-14 story. So, how do you do this quest? Well, for the most part, it's very, very simple. You're going to have to talk to Osiris and get, several different quests. Remember, if you're kind of just starting your journey, you actually want to talk to Osiris and then grab a quest, exit out, and talk to him again, and there'll often be another quest to maybe go and start the obelisk on Mars or something. So make sure you do that. It's not going to display all the quests available in one go. Back out, talk to him again, just to make sure. In any event, the first parts are again pretty easy. You have to get one with a bunch of shotgun kills. There's another one where you just have to do strikes or gambit or crucible, 5 of any activities, and then specifically play the Pyramidian strike. Again, pretty simple, but then suddenly things get a bit difficult. You have to find 5 Vex Transformers across Mercury, Nessus, and Io. Although they are marked on the map, they are in some pretty tricky locations, hence this guide. So, let's start with Mercury. Now, as you can see, the gameplay starts after I just shot this one because I was like, wait, that's in a weird spot. I should be recording this. In any event, this one is located just behind the tower. It's kind of going to look, when you first load into Mercury, like it is inside the tower, but it's actually not. It's behind it, and you get to it if you just simply jump up and go kind of around the left-hand side, as you can see in the background gameplay, and where I'm shooting is exactly where it's going to be. However, let's talk about the next 4 ones to find on Mercury. Firstly, the one off to the side. Well, you're simply going to go around the map hugging the right-hand side. There is kind of a bulbous part that sticks out. You go just past that, and then there's a bunch of rectangles clinging on to the side. It's actually under here, as you can see, kind of difficult to spot, but you can see in the background gameplay exactly where and what to shoot. Alright, next up we have one in the back of the map, but as you can see right here, it's actually hanging out in the very middle of the air. You can see it and shoot it from pretty much anywhere in this map. Moving on from there, we have the one in the kind of center of this map, and this one is a bit difficult. It kind of looks like it's, where I am right here, but it's not. It's underneath, behind the waterfall. But when you go back here, you actually won't be able to see it. There is a tiny room behind of the waterfall, as you can see where this thing is located. Then the last one, the 5th one, is off on the far right-hand side, and actually you will not be able to get here unless a public event is ongoing. So you're going to have to wait around for a public event to start, do the part of the public event near this right side, and then as you can see, the little man cannon is going to turn and let you actually go to this area, and the box is kind of just underneath the ring you go through to enter this part of the map, as you can see when I hit it in midair. Alright, so let's talk about the next 5 ones to find on Nessus. The first one we're going for is near Exodus Black, and you want to load into this area and head towards the Chamber of Sky Lost Sector. However, don't actually go into this Lost Sector in this kind of cave area here. If you look up, it is in the very center top, as you can see. Just shoot it and get it done. Moving on, we're going to head to Artifact's Edge and get the one near the transport spot. So load in here, and this one is actually going to be right off of the platform where you spawn in. So don't jump down just yet, simply face the direction of this object, and as you can see, it's located back here, and you can shoot it in this weird dead zone where your guns have no recoil. That's a whole nother topic. But moving on from there, you're going to drop down and head over to the next one located in the Hallows. You actually do need to drop down into the hole to enter the proper part of the Hallows, and as you can see, it's kind of hidden off to the left-hand side right here inside this little object. Alright, moving on from there, we're going after the one in the Tangle, and this one, upon pretty much just entering the Tangle, there is a massive kind of tree in front of you, and it looks like it's located in or around this tree. It's actually not in the top part. You want to go down below, and as you can see, it's kind of in the very center bottom of the tree, in the kind of hollowed out area right in the bottom of the tree. And continuing from there, we have the last fifth one in the Glade of Echoes. So you go in here, and this one's actually kind of easy to find, I guess, compared to some of the other ones. It's just in this little structure. Okay, moving on from there, we are going to Io, and this has some of the most difficult ones, to be honest. At least it took me the most time. But the first one we're going after is the one to the far right of Giant Scar. So load into Giant Scar. Then you're actually going to need to head into this area that you can see me go right here. And that kind of takes you kind of a little bit outside the map, I guess. You're going to keep going through this area, which is not a lost sector. It's just part of a story mission. And eventually, you're going to get to this room here, and there's a little tiny kind of offshoot of this room. It doesn't even look like you can go in here, but you can, and that is where this is located. Moving on from there, we're going for the two in Lost Oasis. The first one is kind of in the very center of Lost Oasis, but turns out it's kind of a tricky one. A public event was ongoing when I was here, and it turns out that the blight, as you can kind of see, was perfectly covering up the Vex Transformer. So if there isn't a public event, it might not be there for you, but if there is and you get confused, well, I guess that's why. Wait for it to move or make it move yourself, and then shoot the Vex Transformer that's there. Moving on from there, you're going to head up to the top of Lost Oasis, and that's going to lead you to a path towards the Terra base Charon. And as soon as you load into this area, like as soon as you see the Terra base pop up on your screen, stop, get out of your Sparrow, and as you can see, it's kind of in the back of this little structure on the wall right here. Alright, next up we are going to the Rupture, and the next one is in the Sanctum of Bones, but this one can be very tricky. If you normally do the Sanctum of Bones, the very last part is going to take you into this kind of cave, and if you open your map, it's going to say you're right on it. Like, you are exactly on it, but it is nowhere in this room. Actually, what you need to do is go into this main structure that's in the very center of this lost sector, as you can see. And then from this main structure, you can kind of see where you're supposed to go, you know, to fight the boss. But there's a tiny, tiny cave just underneath the exit area from that boss room. Like, you can see kind of the chest through there. And you want to go into this tiny cave, and that is where the Transformer is located. Next up, you're going to go back to the Rupture, and you're going to kind of hug the walls of this massive Pyramidion structures, like constantly hug the right side. There's a little entrance into this corridor. You can jump up on top of these platforms, turn right around once you're at the top here, and as you can see, the last Transformer is right there. And that covers the locations of all of the Vex Transformers. Now, the next part is going to have you collect 25 Vex cores and 50 Radiolarian fluids for killing challenging Vex and Vex with precision shots, respectively. So, I would actually recommend for this, if you want to do it fast, load into the Garden of Salvation raid. Just solo, as you can see, the very start has a bunch of Vex coming at you, and so you can just pick them off with precision shots, and there's going to be 3 yellow bar, aka challenging Minotaurs, every single time. So you just kill as many Vex as you want, get those 3 challenging guys, then as soon as the portal kind of opens, reload Garden of Salvation. You can just keep doing this over and over again, and you'll get this part done in no time. Then you're going to talk to Osiris, and the quest to actually go meet Saint-14 is finally going to become available, and I'll let you guys kind of experience it for yourself. It is a very cool quest. It's not necessarily too difficult to figure out or anything like that, but I would actually say there is some somewhat challenging parts, like surprisingly challenging for a story mission, so bring some good gear with you, is all I'm going to say. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.